All right. Well, welcome everybody. Thanks so much for joining us for our first of many Thursday Zoom calls coming up in the next 30 days or so. So Laura and I are teaming up as usual. We are partners in crime in this business, and we are here to support you guys. We are all starting on a blank slate, no matter if we've been in the business for a day or we've been in it for 4 years. We are all on the same playing field starting now, and we're all working towards the same goals, which is acquiring customers, acquiring team, and just growing our businesses in this community. And so we just want to welcome each of you and just assure you and affirm you that we are here to help you, here to support you, and to provide step-by-step guidance and direction and simple steps for all of us to achieve the goals that we have in mind. So Laura is going to introduce our lovely and lively speaker that we have today.
Let me encourage everybody. Let me encourage everybody to put it on. Put your screen showing on the speaker view, so that when the person's speaking, it's just one person you're looking at. Okay.
Yeah. So guys, I mean, this is so amazing that we have both David and Terri on this call. Like legitimately, like if word got out into the greater world right now, there would be hundreds of people trying to get on this call. Yeah. They are such a big deal, and more importantly, they are the real deal. So David, thank you for asking Terri, and Terri, thank you for being a yes for this community. It is so special. I mean, I could honestly go on and on about Terri's accomplishments. I know that Molly could too. But what I do know to be Terri's greatest gift is her ability to take someone like me who had bought into someone else's valuation of my worth, my worthiness, and my potential. And she showed me that was crap, like just straight crap. I think it was 3 years ago that Molly and I were in Dallas for assault training. And I got kind of emotional thinking about this, but she made me get really real with myself. And she made me answer some really tough questions that I hadn't really asked myself before. You know, what is it that I wanted my life to look like? What was standing in the way of that thing, that picture, that vision of my life? And what was that unlimited potential that was within me that I hadn't even yet tapped into? So y'all sit back, get ready. The next 30 minutes and 30 days is going to be so worth it. So thank you, Terri.
Wow. Thank you, Laura. That was beautiful and humbling. And SALT, wow, serving and leading team. And that's exactly what you're doing. You're doing today. You're serving and you're leading team. And I'm so proud of all of you on this call for being here. Thank you, each and every one of you, for saying yes. I'm going to tell you a little bit about how I came to this community. Some of you know my story, some of you don't, so I'll just take it from the beginning. I said yes to Juice Plus, the product. A show of hands, how many of you first said yes to Juice Plus, the product? Yeah, you know, we all did. And my background, Mimi, was in the fitness industry. You know, step, slide, spin, high impact, low impact, you know, develop boot camps, the whole 9 yards. And instead of having that vibrant, vital health that you would expect, I was dying on the inside. My immune system was so compromised. You got to get 26 years ago is when I said yes to this. Juice Plus had been out 3 months. And I said yes to it because I was so compromised. You know, 26 years ago, 30 years ago, they were just starting to throw around label of autoimmune. They were just starting to throw around the word inflammation. And I was compromised, you know, so much so that by the time I was 35, I was not holding a microphone. I was no longer part of the fitness industry. And the labels were, you know, you have chronic fatigue syndrome, you have fibromyalgia, you have IBS. Oh, no, you don't. You have a very rare Crohn's disease, you know, and you'll probably be this way for the rest of your life. And it was rough. It was, you know, I couldn't be the kind of mom that I wanted to be. I was, you know, 4 or 5 naps to get through the day. And you couldn't be the kind of wife I wanted to be. I had 0 quality of life. And a nurse that lived in my neighborhood who didn't even know me started to persistently call. And 25 years ago, when the phone rang, what did we do? We answered it. You know, we would answer the phone, fear of loss. I mean, you know, answered the phone. Here's this woman, her name was Martha, kept saying, I have something that I think might help you. And finally, I kind of looked up to heaven and I said, dear Lord, she's never going to go away. And I allowed her, I didn't know who she was. I allowed her, when I think back, David, I allowed a strange woman to come to my home to talk to me about how she was going to help me. And she walked through the front door carrying, at that time, fruits and vegetables in capsule form. And there was something compelling about her message. You know, I was in the fitness industry. I read Fit Magazine. I read Muscle Magazine. I took every vitamin. I took all the aminos. I drank my whey protein. And she started to challenge me. And I had never been challenged on those concepts before. And there was something about her message about kale. My mother was a caterer up in New England. Little did I know that the things that we would decorate her platters with would be the very thing that would be the pathogenesis for me to turn my health around. Okay, and so I said yes, and it was not an overnight miracle pill, but every month there was a significant improvement in my health. And after a year, and I was able to go back to being in the fitness industry, but I had caught this bug for wellness in a whole different way. You know, the thought that maybe, just maybe, I might be able to do something for someone else, the way this woman had done this for me. You know, it was just always eating at me. You know, talk to people. And I did. I started talking to people, and you got to get 26 years ago, when we started, we didn't even have a cassette tape in the beginning. We didn't have a cassette tape till maybe, do you guys know what a cassette tape even is? Okay. All right. So it was after we were in the business maybe 3 years before we even had a cassette tape. Juice Plus came in an ugly orange box, and it had a brochure that basically said nothing. So it was all up to us to deliver the story with passion, become captivating. And I developed a really good customer base. I took awards from the company for developing this customer base. And it was about 1.5 years in that it was at a luncheon in Dallas, Texas, that my mentor, who's on the call today, David Beavers, kind of took me aside and he said, wow, you're really, really good at, you know, putting people on Juice Plus. And I was like, yeah, I am. You know, I really am. And he said, well, are you ready to make this your career? It literally knocked the wind out of me. My career, I had never thought of it in that capacity. And so, you know, with some reflection, I think I called him up like 3 days later and said, yeah, I am. I'm ready to make this my career. And I became a student. And I still today am a student. And that's what I wanted to. Number one lesson is persistence. This woman, Martha, okay, someone who didn't even know me, who must have called me a dozen times before I allowed her to visit. If that's not the ultimate lesson in persistence, right? There's that. And then I became a student. You know, I became a student. And the day that I made the decision that this was going to become my career, what I did was I always asked myself, how would a national marketing director handle this? What would a national marketing director do? What would a national marketing director say? And so I was always seeking to align myself, just like, you know, you've asked me to be on your call. I always wanted to show up to somebody's call so that I could learn, so I could surround myself with people who were passionate about this and had an entrepreneurial spirit. I really didn't know anything about owning my own business. And so, you know, little by little, I started to go and grow. And then I had to kind of face some demons too. You know, it was at a national conference, I think maybe 5 years in, that it was Sean Myers. He's a founder, like David is the founder. And I was at a conference and he put up this transparency. That's how sophisticated we were. It was a transparency at a conference and it said, you get to decide what you're going to believe. and what you believe will determine what you experience in your life. And I said, okay, there it is. There it is. That's where I have to focus my attention. I had to really take a serious look about, you know, how did I feel about not just the product and the company, but my ability to be successful. And had to take exactly what you talked about, Laura, at SALT. I had to ask myself some really meaningful questions like, you know, what is it that I really wanted to be in life? What did I want to do? You know, what did I want to have? What kind of a paycheck did I want to have? You know, I really started to realize that my paycheck is a reflection of how many people I have helped. And when I took that mindset on, instead of the mindset, oh, please don't let somebody think that I am trying to sell them something, I took on the mindset that, boy, every time my paycheck grows, it's a reflection that I've impacted somebody's health, or I've helped some mom change the quality of her life because she gets to stay home with her kids. Or, you know, I got to help because I said, yes, somebody could take a family vacation to Disney World. I mean, it's so big. This is so big, what we do and what we have. It's so big. Because you said yes to Juice Plus, whether you've been here a week or 2 years, you know, Laura, how long have you been in the business? 4 years. Molly?
Same. 4 years.
You have no idea how many lives you have touched already because you said yes. It's just a powerful, amazing place from which to see your life. So, you know, today I still have dreams. I still have goals. You know, I made it to the top position of the company. And the things that I loved about this company 26 years ago are still in play today. You know, a small product line, consumable, you know, the residual income piece. My ladies, I am paid on orders that I put into this system 26 years ago. I mean, I don't have to sell it, resell it every 4 months. I do great customer care. I am paid an override, a 3% bonus on distributors who said yes 20 and 25 years ago. So this marketing plan is so beautiful. It is so worthy of your time. I really want you to ask yourselves, you know, you're going to be investing your time, your talents, and your treasures into this company right now. You know, what kind of a paycheck would you like to have a year from now? How many lives would you like to touch, you know, a year from now? Start thinking about that. Let that propel you in the morning. And, you know, ladies, you know, and it's not about being selfish. It really is not. You know, if God has put something on your heart, what I want you to know is that you are incredibly deserving. You're so deserving of whatever has been put on your heart. And do you know what the Latin translation of the word deserve is? I think David might know this. I'm sure he studied Latin. Okay, the translation, the Latin translation of deserve, and you are deserving of your heart's desire, is to serve. So the pathogenesis to you getting the desires of your heart is to be in service to other people. And here we have the Juice Plus business. So don't hold back. Do the things, do your homework, do the thing that scares you. If I could go around round robin right now and ask you, what is the number one thing that scares you the most about this business? And you were to be completely honest with me, I would say today, do that thing. Do that thing that scares you the most. Call that person that scares you the most.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you're going to grow. And every time you grow, everything will shift in your life. Don't be afraid. As Brene Brown, you got to enter the cave, because every time we do something that scares us, we grow and we change, and everything about your life will start to change. So guys, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Do you have any questions? Does anybody have any questions?
Terri, give us your take on this. A lot of people, we started this call as a byproduct of this Blitz. Come join us, Blitz. What's your take on this, and what was your experience the last 2 days? And what do you see this doing for the people on this call as they kind of join in and get into this stream of momentum?
Okay, well, I first of all, this company that would come up with something so creative and so exhilarating in a season, you know, when we're pretty much quarantined and every one of us needs, you know, some excitement, okay? And they come and they give us this incentive. And for me, the past 2 days, my team has put on, the number keeps growing. It's like the computer is finally starting to catch up. I think I'm up to about 150 new team reps in 2 days. And so that tells me that we're on to something here. That means so many people shared the story, okay? I think it brought courage out. It brought boldness out, which is what we just talked about, and the power of telling the story. People are waiting for this message right now. The season, this is the season. I think Wendy Campbell did a program called For Such a Time as This. And people are waiting to hear about Juice Plus. People are losing their jobs. They're not making an income right now. And when you can say to somebody, what if in the next 2 months we work together and you could bring in $1,000? You've got to know that people are ready. Not only are people watching you right now, people are ready to listen. So put your list together of people and go have that heartfelt conversation. Because this is going to change the dynamics of our future for sure. Who knew that the coronavirus was going to be probably one of the biggest blessings we've ever had in the Juice Plus business?
I tell you what I love to hear you say, Terri, is just your great verbiage on inviting someone to the business. You pick up the phone, you text them, they finally hear your voice, and Terri Luongo is going to invite them to consider being a part of her life and her team. How give us some of that wonderful verbiage.
Okay, well, if it's somebody that's on the product, you know, my invitation is like, you know, I know that you love the product, you value the product, and you have had a great experience on the product. And I just want to run something by you. Okay, and it was just straight up, you know, would you be open to taking that word? Would you be open to taking a look at becoming a partner in the Juice Plus company? And this is the most important piece. You validate them. People are dying to be validated today. And I say, you know, you're a woman of influence. You know, you have a heart to serve others. People respect you. I know you care deeply about people in your community. I sense that you might be ready for a change in your life. Would you attend an event with me? Would you watch a video? I'm doing a call tonight at 7 o'clock. You know, I'd be honored if you would participate and just show up. Can we have that conversation? I think the biggest part to me is extend the invitation. And then this is relationship marketing 101, is that we have to show, we have to validate them. Once you validate someone, they are ready. They are ready to have a conversation with you. They might say no, but I'll tell you what will happen. If you extend the invitation and you validate them in the conversation, even if they say no to you, do you know what's happened to your relationship? It's stronger than it has ever been before. The art of the validation. So I thought of you because, if it's the product, I thought of you because, you know, I thought of you because I know you're home. I know you've lost your job. I know nothing's going on in real estate. I thought of you because, you know, you're home with your kids, and we are a community of women who are home with our kids. I thought of you because you guys can fill in the blank. And if I, would you?
Excellent.
Come on along. And I'm going to tell you that piece about the validation will change the dynamics of your invitation.
Tell us about how you recruited Jamie, because Jamie's going to be with us next week.
Okay, y'all get ready. Oh boy. Jamie's been in quarantine a long time. She's got a lot of bottled up energy. Where I have become more zen. Jamie's like a horse at the racetrack waiting for the gun to go off. So get ready for that. Yeah, you know, I have a large organization, and I always known that there's groups of people that do zero customer care. And so there was a group of maybe 14 customers sitting under this one distributorship that did no customer care whatsoever. And so one night I just started picking up the phone and I said, you know, hey, you know, a couple people hung up on me. That's enough to deter you, right? Who's this? Don't ever call me again. Hang up. Oh, okay. But I kept plowing through. And, you know, my conversation was, this is, you know, hi, Jamie. This is Terri Luongo, and I know that you don't know me, but I'm a representative for the Juice Plus company. And I see here on one of my reports that you've been taking Juice Plus for some time. And if you have a minute, I would love to know what's been your experience. Mm-hmm. That's how we started. She was like, oh, I love my Juice Plus. I love my Juice Plus. And she was talking to me about the Juice Plus. And then she said, you know, I think I do know you. She says, what was your name again? And I said, Terri Luongo. And she said, I know that name. And I said, oh, well, you must have heard me speak. And she said, no, I went to high school with your son. I said, oh, okay. And so you know, there's that flip. So I invited her the next day to an event and she showed up. And, you know, Jamie said, yeah, I want to do this. Here's the deal, guys. I could have texted her those questions and gotten nowhere. Mm-hmm. It was the sound of my voice that compelled her to take a closer look. Yeah. So that's the way I feel about text. And I know text messaging is so safe, isn't it? Mm-hmm. We can hide behind those letters and those digits and we don't have to come clean. And it serves a purpose. Hey, I'm sending you a video, right? Okay. But when you get on the phone with someone, and just like 26 years ago, people are answering the phone today. On the first ring. I called a customer the other day who had fallen off. I sent out like 300 postcards. I'm a bit of an overachiever. And so I was, you know, some of them came back, some of them didn't. So I have a whole stack that I sent the postcards out to, and I was going to start calling people. And this woman maybe got off the product like 2 years ago. And so I called her. She picked up on the first ring, and I didn't even say hello. You know what she said to me? She said, Terri, where have you been? I said, she said, she can be confused with somebody. She goes, you moved to New Jersey and you fell off the planet. And I said, well, okay, would you like to get restarted on your Juice Plus? Yes, I haven't had any for the longest time. Wow. So, you know, it was the sound of my voice. Guys, I could have texted her and not gotten the same reaction. Right. It's that invitation, David, and it's the sound of your voice.
Right. Laura, take it away.
Yeah. So, y'all, we are so excited that y'all said yes. Obviously, there was something on your heart to say yes. And as Terri mentioned, you know, you are deserving of whatever that is that's on your heart. I personally think that we are all deserving of hitting that first Partner Plus, and would love for next Thursday for this to be a celebration of all of us hitting that Partner Plus. So if you are wondering what Partner Plus is, get with either Molly or myself, and or watch the video that we sent, the Getting Started video. Mm-hmm. So what's next? I have notes.
And
I want to make sure. Yeah.
Let me also say, even if you've already hit your Partner Plus, if you're a QSC on this call, we're all starting over. So we're doing it again.
Yeah, so watch the Getting Started video and then complete pages 1 through 5 of the Quick Start guide. That was the email that I sent out. And then who can you invite? We've got some great events that are coming up in the next couple of days. One being tomorrow evening with Dr. Mitra Ray. She is a Stanford grad. She is a biochemist.
Yeah,
She's
PhD.
big deal. PhD biochemist, and she is doing a great presentation on immune health, which is super important right now. So start inviting, that language that Terri so graciously shared with us. Start putting it to work and know that it's going to feel really awkward. We are all learning something new, and growth is uncomfortable and it's awkward. And again, that's where you rely and lean into Molly and I on this process for these next 30 days. David is here to support us as well. So next Thursday, same time, same place. Be sure you check out the Voxer chat that we've got. We'll be sharing information through there. And then I think David's got a little something he wants to share.
First of all, I just want to thank Terri so much. My girl, she's my girl. I tell you, 26 years been working with her, and
Wow.
she always tells the story in such a way that makes me just almost tear up every time. How we've been connected and how well we've worked, and we're on the same page, not only with Juice Plus and health and nutrition and business stuff. We're on the same page in terms of personal growth and dealing with our stuff and getting out of our way and building people and becoming a queen maker and a king maker. We share that same philosophy. It's just an utter joy every day to talk to her and watch her grow and of course be a part of her life and watch this over the years. We didn't even get into the other things that she's accomplished, but thank you, Terri, so much for sharing these stories. I could pull things out of her for 3 hours. You'd never miss a beat. We would just sit here forever. What I want to suggest though is that we want to get all the people that have come into this business, into our team in the last 48 hours, 72 hours. We want them on this call next Thursday. We want to get them on that track, help that person. We're not asking them to go for national marketing director. We're asking them to drill down and understand the basics of our business. Teach them how to invite people to consider the product. Teach them how to do the Partner Plus. Get those 2, 3, 4, possibly 5 customers. Get to that first commission level. And that includes all of you who already have reached that. And what we're going to do is we're going to congratulate and celebrate all those people who do Partner Plus next week. Recognize them, particularly the new people, that we're going to put their names in a hat. And we're going to do a drawing for all the people who've accomplished a Partner Plus. In the drawing, the person who does this, let's see if I can figure out where we are here on this thing. Here I am. You see me? There we go. That's it right here. $100 bill.
Oh, wow.
We're going to pull out of the hat someone's name, but you have to do the Partner Plus. Even if you're already a QSC or higher, you do what that, you'll understand what that is. If you don't now, you'll understand it when you see the video that we send to you. But everybody show up next Thursday, and we're going to have a great celebration, followed by the launch of Juice Plus Live, the home edition. The conference we were supposed to have in March, and for obvious reasons, was canceled. We are now going to have a weekend online blowout with the most fabulous speakers and teachers and inspirers that you've ever seen, starting next Thursday evening. And you know about that as well. But next Thursday, show up here at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, and we'll have a wrap up of this week, tell some more stories, tell some stumblings that we did, some things that happened along the way, and recognize those people, put them in a drawing, and somebody gets a $100 bill next week. So Laura and Molly, thank you so much. Jill, it's great to see you. Caitlin, who's this right there? Jennifer, hey Jennifer, and Caitlin, Katie, Mandy, Mimi, my girl, there she is, doing some burpees. That's what we need. That's what we got going. So it's been great to be with you all. Anything else, Molly and Laura?
I think that's it. We're excited. We really are excited.
Yeah, it's a great season. You guys are all wonderful. Thank you so much for asking me to be a part of this. You're all special to me. So peace and blessings.
Terri,
Don't knock this one out of the park, okay, guys?
See you later.